Is up, YouTube? It's your boy Yimbo. Welcome to my channel, Yimbo Reviews Everything. And this is my special series of interviews called Yimbo Interviews Everyone. I'm just jumping right in because we were just talking backstage in the StreamYard, and I'm just so ecstatic. So I just need to get going. I have all this like pent up energy now, so this is so great. So here he is, my special guest. The fact that he is carving out some time right now for us, the toy community, to get to know him and pick his brain. I have 3 pages of questions for him. We're gonna see what we can get through tonight. But here he is, my guest of honor. Welcome, D. Amazing. What is going on, dude?
Well, hello there.
How are you? Oh man,
I'm good. I'm staying out of trouble, and that's always a plus.
that is yeah, absolutely. And I see you are playing with the Red Army right there.
Yeah,
Is that
the
what?
Furious Four, but I got a custom head sculpt from Nikki Nicole Cheney, and
Ooh,
I've this is my first time actually being able to pop it on a body because I've been like so busy. Ooh, that's a little
yeah,
bright, but
yeah. There he is.
there we go.
Oh man. Okay. Oh, that's
Yeah,
nice.
but
That's nice.
yeah, it's been busy. It's been a lot of stuff happening. Like personally, my aunt is very sick. She's in the hospital, so it's
Oh
been
man.
running back and forth, working, going to
Hmm.
the hospital, working, doing everything in between. I just finished another convention, and even though it was local, it was still super draining. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, as you know, I also attended Legion's Con with you. That's where we got to hang out a couple times, and I know
yeah,
that you legitimately always had a crowd of people around you. So I know that like we talked to Steph Detour Customs and just like how
yeah.
exhausting it is like working the con, and
Oh
then
yeah,
like it's just us like networking and talking to people, and that's exhausting in its own way, but in a wonderful way. But it's still
oh yeah,
tiring. It's like we're still people.
oh yeah. But I tell people all the time, if you go to more than 2 conventions a year, invest in just convention shoes. Also
Hmm.
invest in some Dr. Scholl's because your dogs be dogging after, and you won't even notice until you sit down. You're gonna be like,
Right.
oh, oh, this hurts. This hurts a lot. Ooh, like so.
It's true.
I
It's true.
it's messed up too because like my convention shoes are dogs, so I have to invest in like a new pair already. And it's like it's
Yeah.
been a crazy year, crazy year.
Well, I want to talk about how your year is going. I want to talk about all sorts of stuff, man. So, like I said, I'm gonna
Let's
be
do it.
respectful of your time, and this is what one of the big things that I've been trying to say on behalf of you, but anyone else that takes time to either hang out in a stream or do whatever. Like the fact is, and I say this at the end of my stream every week, like thank people, like I thank you for taking time out of your life to talk to me about toys because really, like that's what it's all about. Like I
I don't
appreciate.
no, I want to accept that, but there's part
Yeah,
of me no, and I don't mean this in a bad way. There's a part of me
yeah,
who I'm so used to not getting appreciation that when it comes, I feel really weird. I won't even
it's
lie to you. And
yeah.
I'm trying to change that because there's a lot of very nice comments right now sitting in message requests, and I want to
Mhm.
respond to them. But I'm also like, if I respond, I don't want them to be rude when I don't answer them for another 6 months. So I get anxiety about that because it's like I'm gonna say thank you very much, and I don't want people to think like it's some polished overall like pre-made message. I tell people all the time, like I pay attention, I read it, I say thank you, and I do
Mhm.
appreciate all that thanks. But it's tiring for me because I'm like, I'll see this message at 3 in the morning. I'm like, if I don't respond, he'll hate me. But if I do respond, he'll want to talk some more. But I want to sleep.
You're right.
So so I want people to understand that's the kind of anxiety that I go through, where it's like,
Yeah.
oh, oof.
Well,
But
here's an
thank
interesting
you.
yeah, no, dude. Like accepting compliments has been a weird thing for me, like my whole life. And I'm already getting a sense that you are like a people pleaser. That's how I am. Like we try to, like, I'm trying
I
to
want to,
break that. I'm still trying to be myself, but break the people pleasing aspect,
you
if
know
that
what?
makes sense.
No. It's true because part of me is a people pleaser, but the other part of me is like, weirdly, I want to show the best that I have at all times. Not even
Hmm.
like the pleasing people part, where it's like,
Right.
I want to show you the best of me, even when I'm not at my best. So that's why
Hmm.
I tell people all the time, like even when I'm not like in a good mood, it's not like I'm gonna be like, I hate life. Oh my god. No, I'm gonna be like, yo, this shit sucks. But let's go have a good time. Like that's how I am.
Yes. Hmm.
So, but sometimes I gotta turn it down because I'm always like on 11.
Yeah.
In
Well,
real
you've
life,
met
I'm
me,
like
so
always on a yeah. In real life, I'm always on 11, but on the internet, I feel like I'm a low 2 on the internet. Like I feel like everybody's thinking this guy's way too chill. Like, nah, I'm definitely like a high octane 11 at all times.
I hear you, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
well, the internet's a whole nother thing. It's just it's a digital representation of ourselves. It's not us, you know. Like it's our best parts that we try to put out there, and we try
yeah,
to do our best. But at the end of the day, it really is like our moment to moments are with the people around us. That's what I always try to value and you know make those
it's true.
impactful moments and leave like a positive mark on a person. You know, like
Exactly.
but yeah,
I want to show everybody I'm truly a meatless man. Like, come on,
yeah.
Team
Well,
Meatless man, though. Team Meatless man. I don't know. I am 100% Team Meatless man. I don't care what anybody says. If you ask me who's my favorite army builder, it's Meatless man. Sorry,
there
I'm
you
sorry,
go.
meatless people. Meatless people. I've been trying to be better about that because there are meatless ladies, so there's meatless
There you go.
people.
Very true. So
Yeah.
real quick, like we have some people in the chat, so let's just say hi because
Okay.
I think you know some of these guys. So here's Redeemer from Redeemer Customs.
I
So
know Machu, Redeemer.
yeah, Rabbit's Den is in the house. What's going on, Rabbit's Den?
I've seen that.
Machu Toys, the man. Yeah, dude. First Strike Figs. That's my friend Josh. He's awesome. And Kiwi Collector got my water, dude. What do you think I'm drinking here? I love that mess. Yep. It's a good
Gotta have
reminder.
that
You
good
got to
stuff.
stay hydrated, dude. It's like
It's
taking
true.
care.
It's especially in the summertime for people because I know people will forget to drink water and they'll be like, "Why am I so tired? Why does my head hurt? It's 90 degrees. Drink some water." Drink some water.
Yeah, yeah. Did you ever meet Go Figure Go? He's in the house. He was at a couple of our cons lately. Trying to think,
Not
but yeah,
sure.
he's done some great custom work. Like he's made a joke once that like if anybody's using a milk crate in a toy photo, it's probably his. Like he cranks stuff out.
It's probably true though. Like
Yeah.
maybe I do have some of his stuff. Like it's at this point now where my memory is so shot. Like I gotta tell people when you send me stuff, please also send me an email so I can keep track of stuff. Because at this point I don't. It's just too
Oh
much.
yeah.
That
Well,
pile that I sent the photo of,
yeah.
that's not even all the stuff I've gotten in like the last 2 weeks. That's just what I can take and put out. And I'm like it's a lot.
Yeah, yeah, dude. Well, that was a common conversation I had with people, especially at Legion's Con, because that's just my most you know, again with the memory. It's just that's my most tangible, you know, memories right there.
Yeah.
But almost every single conversation is like anybody trying to do what we, you know, like that you do, that I'm trying to get
Yeah.
where you are, you know, like that whole thing. But if you're trying to be a toy person on the internet, we're pretty much inundated with toys. Like we all went too hard the last couple of years. So like that's a, you know, that's another good place to kind of start because are those toys behind you in those tubs? Is that what that is right there?
Yeah, this is like okay, so this is all like stuff where it's this row is all G.I. Joe and Valiverse, right?
Oh, nice.
So I'm organizing all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then these two rows are all Mythic Legions because I've been deboxing everything.
Nice.
So
okay.
And then it goes further along down. So like these are Mythic Legions, these are Mezco, and then further down I have like Lightning Collection. Because I'm trying to keep stuff close to me to be a little bit easier to like to get to and do stuff. And then I have bins and bins of Marvel Legends that I'm working through, which I'm probably going to sell probably a majority outside of Spider-Man and Army Builders. I'm going to just sell the rest. It's not that I don't love Marvel Legends. It's just at this point, I know that they're doing every version, so I can just,
Yeah, they exactly. You can kind of kill the completist mentality because it's just like there's just too many. There's so many.
Well, I can't keep them all on card, so that's out of the question. I can't keep them all loose. That's out of the question. So it's like you have to make some sort of sacrifice, and I would have to get rid of some of them. But Spider-Man stays. Spider-Man absolutely stays. Probably gonna keep X-Men, but not all X-Men because I want a definitive version, which in the comics is weird because now it all matters because they now can use any costumes from any version that they've ever had, and it's awesome.
Oh, see, like this is where I love watching your videos. So here, let me real quick. I wanted to show you because I love when you bring in your comic knowledge because I have been a lapsed comic book fan, admittedly. But I just want to show people your channel again. If you don't know D Amazing's work, I mean, like you're easily like I found you during lockdown, you know, like just to get back at, you know, not to time travel and relive all of that. But when I was home, like that was, I think it was the Command Center Gomez, the Hazard, the blue shirt,
the Blue Hazard Commander,
the Blue Hazard, yeah. So that one I could not figure out what to do with the different pieces. And I remember looking it up and your video came up, like the different accessories. I forget which one was giving me a hard time. Maybe it was just where the battery went in the head. I forget. But I came across your video And I'm like, this
Mhm.
is amazing. Like, this is legitimately amazing. And you're not, this is not the only person or the only version of this story that I've heard from people. Like when I mentioned getting to meet you, because I definitely name dropped you because you're
I don't
so
mind that.
awesome. Yeah, I
I
mean,
don't
it's
mind
like
that at
getting to
all.
meet my hero, you know, like I've been like looking at your stuff and just getting to now meet and talk to you is really cool. It's a really awesome
It's funny
opportunity.
because I
So,
tell people you should meet your heroes, but you should just have a realistic perspective of them. You should totally meet your
right,
heroes. I feel
right,
like that saying "don't meet your heroes" is like it's a little bit of a bummer because it's not true. You should meet your
yeah,
heroes, but know that they're still human, they're still flawed,
right,
and you can still take good things out of even if you have a bad meeting. Like
right.
so, there's still that.
So I just wanted to, again, anybody, if you happen to be subscribing to me and you don't, the amazing, please do that right away because his stuff is
Nah, don't sub to me
ridiculous.
unless you want to. Don't sub to me unless you
Well, I'm
want
saying
to.
I'm vouching for you. You're the best.
No,
You're
I
such a
know.
nice guy.
Nah, no,
Your
no.
videos are awesome, dude. Remember, take the compliment. It's hard. It was hard
All
for
right,
me
you're right.
too. It
You're
was just
right.
hard.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Let me shut up. Let me shut up. You're right. You're right.
Um, so you have, and this is like one of the things like I said, I write down questions ahead of time. I'd like to, have some like history going into it that I can talk about. I mean, I've been watching you for a couple of years. I found out today your first video was posted 8 years ago, not to the day,
No,
but I'm
that's
just
not
saying.
true. That's actually not
But
true.
but well, the one that was the I scrolled all the way to the ends, and it
Ah,
was the Figma Spider-Man, and that was the first one. So I was gonna ask, that can't be the first one because then you mentioned in another one of your like plastic parties, like this is your
yeah.
like, dude. I told you I was deep diving. I was just trying to like
You, my
enjoy
man,
old stuff.
you see the transition though, right? It's crazy. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
But you
people
were
don't
doing a
realize that I've
plastic
come a long way.
dude, so it was a plastic party from 2016 I was watching, and you talked about like, oh yeah, but I was doing this for like 6 to 8 years or 6 to 10 years before like your first video. I was like, oh my god, so how long have you been doing this? That's my first question for you. This actually I crowdsourced some questions too. So I want to check off and shout
Okay.
out. Let's see, where is it? We had some good ones. Oh yeah, it was from Alex. Alexander Nako on Instagram. At what age did you start
Okay.
collecting, and when did you start the toy photography? So just like
Well,
all of this stuff. I know it's like a big, lots of little questions, but
I'm trying to think. I've always collected, but I
mhm,
wasn't very good at collecting because I had to. No, no, I'm 100% telling the truth. I had to share my toys with like my little brother and my cousins. So
mhm,
collecting wasn't really collecting for me. It was more like
sure,
sharing. So if I
mhm,
got something, everybody else got something. And we weren't the richest family. So I had 3 1/4 inch GI Joes.
okay,
And they were like the old Marvel superhero stuff and a few He-Man figures. But the thing I
okay,
had the most of, I can honestly tell you, was GI Joe. Like
nice,
I
okay,
went really hard for like GI Joe. And then at one point, I remember when Gundam model kits came to Toys R Us back in 1995. No, it was 94 because Wing hadn't aired yet, but it was about to air. But they brung the model kits over.
okay,
And I was like, I don't know how to build this. I'm gonna try to cut it out. I was horrible at it, but I kept trying. So there was stuff like that, like back then. And then as far as photography goes, I'm gonna be honest, as a black guy, I didn't know other people did anything like this. I was considered a true weirdo. Um, and then I got introduced to ACBA, I think when I was like, I want to say like 22. So that was a
okay.
long time ago. Wow. What am I,
And
37
you
now? Yeah.
and you had mentioned you met Boog through YouTube, through right? Like
Yeah.
at one, at least,
Yeah.
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 All right,
Met through
because yeah,
YouTube. And then
the father of toy photography, right? That's
yeah, yeah, exactly.
I mean,
So
because
what
I
happened?
honestly I started late, man. Sorry, I don't mean to keep cutting you off.
No, no, it's okay. It's okay. It's like honestly, it's never too late. It's never too
Yeah,
late. Like for me, it's one of those things where I looked up to people like him, and now it's a weird position because people look up to me. So it's like it comes like full circle. But I know people still look up to him. He's still doing it. So it's
oh yeah,
crazy
no,
because
yeah,
it'll be like, and I'm like, he's been doing it way longer than I have. So like, it's crazy because like you still do what you do, you churn out the work, and it's fun because it's still supposed to be a hobby for all of us. And it's really cool to have that kind of stuff.
yeah.
But
Oh, dude,
it's
sorry, I
it's
didn't
just
mean
crazy. No, no, it's okay.
to.
I thought you had something to say. I want to make sure I listen. Um,
Yeah.
it's really crazy because like I think the first video I put up, it wasn't Figma Spider Man. Like actually, I specifically know what it was.
Okay.
It was my first review was an import, and it was a Figma Saber. That was 2005, 2006, and then I lost my original channel. So then I had to
Oh,
start a new
okay.
one. And
Mhm.
then Figma Spider-Man was with the start of the new channel. I remember that
Oh,
because I
okay.
remember I got one of my first dials. I had enough figures. I started trying to properly learn light and all this kind of stuff. But yeah, Figma Spider-Man is the first one on the new channel, and before that, it was like Figma Saber, Tiger and Bunny Style One,
Mhm.
and it was SH Fig Arts Kamen Rider Kuga and Fies. I remember that because they came out at a really weird time that I was like a doorman and I was working nights. So
Okay.
it's like I remember those times because I remember getting no sleep and like having a like a it was me, Nick Stockton. It was me, Nick Stockton, uh, Randy, Goodbye Horses,
Mhm.
um, and my and Goji, Space Goji X, and it was crazy because back then when I was a doorman, I had like this big green tarp that I would use as a background. I would take photos and I thought I was hot shit and I wasn't. And then I like upgraded to like orange construction paper and I thought I was hot shit, but I wasn't. But I just was having fun and that's all that mattered.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
So
that's crazy
so
though.
how do you keep your fun going with all this? Because now I know like you are an insanely busy guy.
Yeah,
And it's just like it's part of the whole thing. And I'm we're all busy. We all have things in our lives. We all have our hardships. That's for me what helps meeting everyone with kindness. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because I understand all of that. And so like I'm not trying to say so like I know you're busy though. Like and because you have this really, two massive platforms. I didn't check what your TikTok's at, but I'm assuming that's large too. But between YouTube and
no.
Instagram,
I just started TikTok so nobody can steal my name.
there you go.
That was
All
it.
right.
Yeah. I don't I
So
don't I
here,
don't really TikTok. My wife is on TikTok 24/7. I don't need that kind of I don't need a rabbit hole to fall down. Like
I
I don't
hear
need that.
it's hard. It's hard juggling all of these things, man. Because like, again, to be a toy person on the internet, especially like like you and I both have day
Yeah.
jobs. Like we work and then we grind with the toy stuff at night. So like
Yep.
this is your most recent post today, and that
Yeah.
is you're like this is coming, but also please understand that I have a lot going on. So yeah, like what's it like to be, because you are, I hate, I'm sure this word sucks, but influencer, like you are, content creator, influencer, whatever at big numbers, man. Like this is,
It's weird to see those numbers because I'm gonna be honest with you, they don't mean jack
Mhm.
shit to me. They
Okay,
don't
yeah,
translate into money. They don't translate into notoriety. It's just
Mhm.
I have people who are in my inbox like all the time who'll be like, "Yo, could you do this for some exposure?" And I'm like, "No."
Mhm.
But there are plenty of people who I will, and this is the truth. This is me telling the truth. I will gladly review their product for free because I
Mhm.
genuinely enjoy the product.
Sure,
So that's what I'll do. I just hope. So I just hope that people understand. Like sometimes it takes me a little bit longer to get to it and through it, but yeah, I will gladly do it for free because I enjoy the product. That's supposed to be the fun part of all of this. So it's
right.
weird when people use the word like, "Oh, this guy's a shill." I'm like, I'm not gonna curse because I don't know what kind of platform you use because I listen, once I clock out, I'm cursing. But
Mhm.
um it annoys me that we as adults will say something like that to another person, knowing that somebody
Mhm.
else is putting their time and effort into something, and you have
Yeah,
the nerve to say something like that when you don't do what I do every day. You are not my
right.
peer, you are not a colleague, you just want to be entertained by me. So
Mhm.
I would tell you to F off. But because if you're not doing the same amount of work that I'm doing, I'm not going to take your opinion seriously. This is why
Right.
a lot of people will wonder why they're blocked by me. It's like, bro, I could spend 20 minutes arguing with you and we both be upset, or I can
Mhm.
block you and I could just go on with my life. What do you think
Right.
I'm going to choose?
Right. That's true.
So,
I mean, like
so I'm just saying.
one of my big tenets that I've been drilling into my head since like probably like just over a year ago was this
Yeah.
whole concept of not taking things personally. And if it's something like that I had a hand in, if I upset someone, then I would like
Hmm.
to rectify it because I believe that my motivations are pure. Like pure at heart.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to hurt anybody. Do it. I'm just trying to live my best life. And if I'm not involved in some of it, then that's a you problem. Like I'm not just trying to be nice and just.
But I've also realized that some people are like projecting their own
Yeah.
self thoughts upon you. Because a lot of times people will be like, "Oh, this person's doing this, this, and this." I'm like, there is nothing confirmed. You're just making this up. Just say you don't
Right.
like me and move on. Everyone will be happier. If you
Right.
don't like me, you don't have to like me. Just
Right.
respect me as a person and keep it moving. I tell people all the time, just because I'm nice and I'm a kind person doesn't mean that I like everyone. I don't.
Right. Right.
But I don't make it a whole day to go out and hate them.
Yeah.
That's a really weird flex. That's not a flex. That's insulting to yourself because it
Yep.
seems like you're obsessed with a person. That's really weird. I don't
I
think we got time for that.
No, we don't. Then that's the thing. Life is too short, man. Like it's precious. Our time is precious, and that's something that you just you posted about again. Like what you just dropped a bunch of videos. You said, "Hey, tomorrow's not promised." So here we go. I'm not worrying about a rollout. Here's these videos. Enjoy them. And I love
Yeah.
that. I like I said, like I've always like looked up and respected your mental health and the things that you talk about. And hey, I have another.
So important to me. I'm sorry. You have another question?
No, oh well, this is from like again, dude. I wish I did this. I just had the thought today. I was like, you know what? I bet people like and just posting that sticker question, and the questions that came in are so awesome. So Devoted David over on Instagram says, "How do you manage your mental health?" So I know this is all part of this question, but so like, what's something that like for right now? You have the stack of toys. You seem like you have some stuff going on. Like I hope your aunt is will be on the mend sooner than later. So you have stuff going on. So how do you able to stay focused on the positive, in your life? That's right.
To be honest, toys bring me great joy. So there's a lot of photos that I take that don't get posted, like that the mental health one that I've posted. I've had that photo since 2018.
Oh wow!
And I'm only just not posting it.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? So there's a lot of stuff that I use photography to process my feelings. So that's why a lot of times I'll go straight up like, look, this is like what I do. This is what it is. And a lot of times I'm very transparent about how I'm feeling with people. Like I'll tell you in the post, like, hey, I'm not in a good mood, y'all. Like, but I want y'all to enjoy these photos. Like take that.
Right.
But I don't have the energy to respond to every single thing. And I just hope people don't ever take it the wrong way. But I want that transparency where it's like, today is not a good day, y'all. But I hope this brings you joy. And managing that, sometimes it gets a little frustrating, especially on YouTube. It gets very frustrating because YouTube is a very big place where nobody acknowledges anyone's actual personal feelings or anything. It's just, you need to give me what I want when I want it now because you're getting paid to do this. And I'm like, that math don't add up, my friend.
Right. So now, like I've been very transparent as well on my channel where I started like getting into this, and I was like, look, this brings me joy. I've been able to, it's a weekly hangout where I get to hang with my toy buddies and we get to talk and it is a hangout so like I get that from it. And then if there is a way for me to get some, monetary, it would just be to relieve the financial strain of being a collector. Like that would. So that's what I was looking at. So even at your level, what are you looking at? We were just talking about this backstage. But,
I'll tell you the truth. I get paid. Yeah, I get paid trash. Right?
Because people should know.
Right now.
Because you're when you look at the numbers, 90,000, subscribers, like we're like, oh, you're huge. And I keep saying, like, yes, he's big for our niche, but we have to.
We're very niche.
Yeah.
You look at any other like comedian with like 1 million subscribers, and they'll have like 200,000 views on a video instantly. I barely break like 5K. This is why I tell people, like, I wish people do watch, but I'm not gonna force y'all to watch. I'm not gonna force you to like it. Like, it's still supposed to be a hobby for me. If we talk about numbers, I just got paid $1,168 this month from YouTube. $1,168. I did. Let me check how many videos I did last month because I want to break down the math for you. I'm serious.
Yeah.
Because it cuts off at like a certain point of the day. I mean, the type of the month.
Yeah. And while you're doing the math, here we go. Yeah.
That's about $45 a video. Now you tell me if that's like a working livable wage.
Right.
And that doesn't even pay for the toys. That doesn't pay for the time I put in for anything. None of that.
Right.
And then people be like, well, how come you're not doing this? I'm like, really not getting paid. Like at all.
Right. Right.
That's chump change. That's literal chump change.
I hear you, dude. So that's what
So
people I think don't.
$45 a video where some people are making like $1,200 a video. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That would be great because yes, I wouldn't be able to do this full time. Trust me, if I was making $550 a video, just quick math. If I did, let's do it again. Let's do some more quick math.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I got paid $550 a video, did 26 videos, that sounds outrageous, but this is a more livable wage for all the stuff that I do. But even somewhere lower than that, it just makes it more easier because for all the stuff that I buy and I pay for, it doesn't add up to the time. It doesn't.
Right.
The math don't math.
Yeah. Well, and that's what I, again, people, and this is why this is good. So anybody that checks us out that had seen your reviews before, just hearing like this is literally for the love of the game. Like that's I'm all about that phrase, that expression. I'm a baseball guy, but it's true. It's like we do this because we love this stuff, and everything else is secondary. Until we get to that point. And I believe that we can. Like, I think this is a huge growing potential market for,
There is nothing wrong with the market. It's, if I'm being honest, and I don't want anybody to take this the wrong way.
You've been doing this longer than me, man.
There's two problems that lie within this, which is why I don't get paid big bucks. Some companies don't want to pay people their worth in creation. And a lot of fans don't want to acknowledge that. Because that would mean they also have to work hard to get where some of us are going, where they all just want to take shortcuts. That's why you see so many people, and this is not a dig at any of them.
Sure.
Because algorithm-wise, they're doing it smart. They're working within the algorithm. I'm going to do my face in the thumbnail. I'm going to use a clickbait title. I'm going to use all the wrong hashtags, but it'll bring me the views and the acknowledgement. I, for one, can't do that. It just don't sit right with me. But I'm not mad at them for doing it. They know what the hell they're doing. They know a lot more than me, trust me. So, they want those views. I just want to be transparent with people and give them what they want. Well, give them what I want. That's more true. Give them what I want, which is, here, you're going to take these pretty pictures and my voice. That's it.
Yeah.
You're going to take these pretty pictures.
Yeah, there's obviously a lot of us that appreciate it, man. And I think that the more people see your work and get exposed to you as a person, like they'll fall in love with you too, because like I think it's a matter of like I do the same stuff, like I then that, again, it's why you resonate with me and your work resonates with me, because I don't want to be the hot take guy. I don't want to be negative and crap on something just because it would be topical at the time. Like I'm trying to make positive content be popular. Like I'm so sick of negative, throughout the world.
Dude, I'm so tired of it. And it's so draining. Every day I wake up, hey man, I hate the HasLab Injures of Vengeance. And I'm just like, I just wanted to look at like toys and booty. Why is this so hard? Like, why did we come to this? Like, what did...
Dude, well, we have some more comments here. So Rabbit's Dead saying our niche is so difficult. Like he's now starting out, like, making YouTube reviews. And yeah, it's a challenge. Like I said, I've been doing this now for a year and a half. And I mean, like I know that there's other things that I could start doing in terms of cranking out more content. It's just that it's the time we have in our lives, like we're just we have to wear all the hats. And that's what people need to understand about you. You're working a job, and then you wear all of the toy hats: the editing, the filming, the directing of the scenes, and the edit, just all of it, the posting. There's people that get that eventually, like. But I know.
I challenge anyone to do what I do and work 2 jobs, and then tell me that it's easy after. If you tell me it's easy after, I'll shut up forever. I'll never complain again. I don't complain as it is, but I will never ever complain again. Like,
oh, dude. Well, that I've done the try. I had to go live stream because the video editing, what you do with it, and I know that I was going to ask you a question about like your process for it from Gene Organic. Here we go. So she said, or I'm assuming so Gene Organic. Yeah. What is your process like with the schedule like yours? Is it quality over quantity over quality, or is it a mix for you? Like, are you happy with all your videos?
Like, lately I've not been happy, but it's definitely more of the at least for my quality, because I want all my videos to feel natural. Like, I don't know if you've watched some of my stuff during the pandemic or like during like weird times in life, but when I'm down, I'll tell you I'm down. So you
Oh
can
yeah.
tell when the content is there. So the quality is always the real life quality of when I'm recording, which is why sometimes I won't record because I don't want to bring down the mood too much. So it's definitely a more quality thing. But the reason why you get quantity is because the way I record actually is I wait till I have a free day from either job and I do 6 videos in one day.
That's awesome.
The photos are trickled out through the week, but that's why sometimes the backgrounds will seem similar, because I'll do 6 videos in one day. 6, 7, I think the most I've ever done in a day is like 15. And then it's like I spent 19 hours working on videos all day.
Yeah.
And then it'll be like, well, and that's the whole, literally my whole day.
Literally your whole day.
Whole day. And then I rest the following day by going to work, but then coming home and just resting. And then whenever I have free time, I do the photos in between for whatever it is I need. So sometimes I'm like, hey man, how come you haven't posted in 2 weeks? Trust me, stuff is coming. Don't worry. It's coming.
Yeah.
But and then it'll be like 7 videos, and then people are like, yo, what the hell? And then I'll disappear for another 2 weeks. But that's my process. So it's definitely like a mix.
I hear you. I hear you. I love it.
Even now, I have like 9 videos in the chamber, but no photos done. So there's 9 videos waiting to be done, but there's no photos. So.
I just wanted to shout out our friend Trevor, 1-6 shooter, and he said the same thing. It's a tough slog. It's a tough slog, man. But he's another guy that's killing it and grinding. You know, the Legion's Lounge is popular. You know, like just we need more eyeballs.
And it's crazy too, because the only thing that I can do to like make my channel grow more is do a podcast, which I wanted to do, but I don't have the time. So I'm just sitting here like. It's frustrating because I want to tell people, I want to be on, I want to talk to people, but it's hard because it's like I don't have the equipment, I don't have the time, or there's police sirens in the background. You know, there's always something.
Right.
I don't know if you guys can hear that.
I can hear it. I have my earbuds in, and but that's something that was something that I love the charm of your videos, because like typically with YouTube, and when I first started and I did a couple of like I spent hours like manipulating every last thing and adding all these things and cutting out.
I don't give a shit about none of that.
Yeah, dude, like it was so refreshing to be like, holy crap, this guy's succeeding, and he just has it's him and his camera, and there's the figure. And if there's sirens going off, he's just talking about it. No big deal. Like it's like that's what I mean. It's like it is just a nice hangout with you. It's that time spent hearing you just talk about the figures in your day, and comic book lines or whatever.
Oh yeah, I love it. Like I love it. Like, but for a long time, the reason why I stayed away from like podcasts and things like that is because people are really divisive over things that they like, whether it's fact or fiction. So in comics, as you know, there's friendly heated debates, and then there's not so friendly heated debates. So there'll be stuff like King Goku beat Superman, and I'm just like, I can bring you all the facts on it,
right?
And then you still hate me because you'd be arguing like, but what? And I'm like, that's not, I don't want to do that. I don't feel like arguing over that. I want it to be entertaining, but I also don't want it to be one of those things with like, but can he be Goku though? And like it's just gonna trigger down into like a hammerhead argument.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I don't do that kind of stuff.
Well, like I said, like you've gotten me like when you were talking about Joe's in one of your review, like this, like how the I'm like, I need to start reading G.I. Joe comics. Like I've never read one, but you got me super into it.
Go read Larry Hama's G.I. Joe, Real American Hero. I'm leaving off this podcast. Never.
All right, Real American Hero. I'm ready.
If you don't read all 299 issues, I will fight you.
All right, now I wrote it, and I even put the 299. So I gotta do a checklist now.
Also, if anybody in the comment section say otherwise, I'll fight you too.
He will. He'll come at you. Just because he's nice doesn't mean he doesn't have self-respect and a backbone. That's like the
I gotta stick to my word. I gotta fight you if you don't read it. You can be kind and give people hands.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna give them hands of kindness.
Right. I love that. Oh, dude. So all right. So going back, I love that you referenced the HasLab, because in this, like you've tried doing the live thing a handful of times, right? It wasn't like a crazy
I know so difficult. Like so, all right. So so the problem with lives for me is that it gets off the rails so quickly. It'll be like, all right, y'all, I want to teach y'all my lighting, and here's how I do sources, and this is, and then next thing I know is, so why didn't you review this? How do I do like it? The comments just come flowing. I'm like, all right, that's a lot. That's a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
I can't do all of this. I don't know where this is going now. So then it turned to me just literally answering questions for 2 hours. Literally, that's all it
Right.
turned into.
Yeah.
I promise you, the next live I do, I'm gonna also record me recording the live, so you can see like the sweats dripping from my head because I'm freaking out, freaking all the way out.
Oh, well, it's just a thing. I will say that, like, for me, like, I was, virtual. I had to do virtual teaching, and like I was making all these videos for my classes every day and not hearing anything, and I was like, oh, then it prepared me for the internet. It's like I'm gonna put all this hard work into something, and you might get one person saying, "Cool," like, so it's like, all right,
Hey,
that's fine.
I like it. I'm gonna be honest. I
Yeah,
like it when it's one person saying cool, because
yeah,
if there's 5 people watching, but then one person responding, I'm like, somebody's watching. That's all that matters. Keep going.
right,
That's what literally got me here today. Because in
right,
the
right.
beginning, nobody watched my stuff.
Mhm.
Nobody. So it's super cool to see that some people still pay attention. Because there's a lot of people who don't. Like I'll
Yeah.
have a whole like. That's also why I don't write captions anymore. Because I used to explain everything in a caption just to be
Yeah.
followed by, "But did you do this though?" And I'm like, "Oh, okay, okay, all right, yeah, whatever, all right."
So
And I know that that's from genuine excitement. That's
yeah,
people
yeah,
just
yeah.
being genuinely excited.
No, no, for sure. But it was, where was I going with that? So, man, oh, where was I going with that? Crap. Um,
I'm sorry.
no, it's okay. It's okay. It was just okay. Going back to the one point I was gonna make. You referenced the HasLab, and again, that, like, that obviously had a lot of negativity surrounding it, and but you had gone, like, again, 2016. You were talking about, like, not being a toy mob, and then we straight up did it. But you've been trying to send this message for years. So,
Which
like,
so can I just say thank you for pointing that out, because
mhm,
I I have a way of seeing things happening, and I
mhm,
try to prevent it. It's one of the things I feel like I've always had a good feeling about how to read people. Sometimes
mhm.
I'm wrong, that's fine. But for the most part, I saw where this was going, and I just didn't like it. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm telling y'all, this ain't gonna work out in our favor. And
Mhm.
then the Engines of Vengeance happened, and I logged out of the internet for like 2 weeks. Just like, no. I'm at the point now where I don't even log into Instagram anymore. iPhone has a way for you to post without actually logging into the app, so that's what I do now. I
Oh,
don't even
wow.
log in
Okay.
anymore, because I was like, after that, I'm like, I need a break. I need a break. I need a break.
Right.
I need a break. It was
Yeah.
too much.
It's true.
It was too
I got hit with COVID in September, and it was right at peak hate. And I just, like, I didn't even have the energy. I was just on my couch, like, I'm like, this is ruining my toy space. Like, the toys are supposed to make me happy. This is making
Yeah,
me so sad. Like, I don't want
yeah.
to deal with this.
And I wasn't.
And no,
You know what? The part was I wasn't mad at people's opinions that they had. It was
right.
weirdly directed hate though at people who work really hard on toys. Like you,
Yeah.
it's not like you're like, all right, I don't like this. I'm just gonna let you guys know I really don't like this, and that's it. Like you just left it alone. Nah, there were endless memes. There was a
Yeah.
thousand videos about why you're not backing it. This,
Right.
all this other stuff, and I'm just like, but I enjoyed it. So, oh well.
Yeah.
And
I
that's why I
backed
log
it.
out, because it gets to a point where you watch it so much, you start
Mhm.
thinking, well, maybe I don't like it either. And I'm realizing, oh, there it is.
Yeah.
There's that mob mentality.
Right. It's that.
Logging out.
Dude, it's that negative thinking. It's such an easily slippery slope. I talk about this with my students all the time because it's
Yeah,
just
it's
like
really
you
easy.
have to train. It takes strength to, like, be kind and to focus on positive stuff. Like, I'm trying to make that
Yeah.
cool. Not that I'm cool, but I'm just saying I'm trying to at least talk about it and hype it up. Like, it takes a lot of courage and strength to lead with kindness and to focus on that good in your, around you, and try to so this is when my wife
Hey,
would be like, "Get off your soapbox," and I'm like, "No."
the soapbox is good. It keeps me clean.
Yeah.
um, I think that I don't want to call it positivity. I like to keep it realistic,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Because I started even adding it to my videos where it's like, be good, do good, drink your water, but also don't take any shit from anybody. Because at the end of the day, you still have to defend your own space and defend those
Right.
you care for. And I started realizing, like, a lot of time people think that I'm along the lines of that toxic positivity. I'm not. If
No,
you are
yeah.
feeling low, you are low. Leave it be.
Right.
Like, you don't have to bother people. If you're not in a good space or in a good help, reach out to those who you can. If you don't have anybody to reach out, try to talk to somebody anyway. It doesn't
Mhm.
have to be that radical, weird, toxic positivity. I'm not here for
Right.
that.
Yeah, same,
But I
same.
but I am here to remind people that sometimes what you are thinking and saying doesn't align up with your own values, and you should reevaluate and self-reflect upon yourself. Like,
Right.
when you think you're having a good day and you may have said something passive aggressive, maybe you shouldn't.
Mhm.
That's all. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
You know,
no,
yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I'm with you too because like there is basically extremes in life I'm not into. I like to live in the gray area. I like to exist and just try to,
yeah,
shine my light where I can.
exactly. I'm okay
um,
with that gray area. Yeah,
yeah. So dude, I'm so happy that you've been like reminding our toy community because, like I said, like I only heavily jumped back into active collecting, just like many of us, like when lockdown hit,
yeah.
and like all of a sudden it's like, oh, I have all these toys in tubs. I should see what I can do with them. And then like, what do you mean I can take pictures? This is awesome. Just
Have a
that was
good time.
my self discovery there.
It's super funny to me because when people find me, it's one of those. Did you find me from somebody else? Because I don't promote myself. I'm terrible at that. So I'm like, where did you like? Was it like a YouTube search? Did somebody recommend me? Because I'm so bad at self promotion. I'm so bad at it.
It's because it's a weird thing. Like I always feel like icky posting, but then it's like if you don't, then like, but for you, your stuff just tracks, man. People like you
Does
connect
it
with
though?
people. You
I
do.
don't think
I
it
think
does.
so.
I don't. I think what it is that I have new stuff and people want to see it. That's it. I just that's like because I've
I don't know,
like
man.
and not even like in a negative way. I think that that's the promotion of me. I usually have
Mhm.
things first, and
Right.
then it's the positivity second. Because if it was the positivity first, I know for a fact Instagram would have me buried in the ground. They're like, nah, this guy's too positive. Screw this guy. So it's definitely the hot stuff first part,
Yeah.
you know? Whereas, because YouTube definitely be like, yo, you too positive. Get out of here. You know? They'll be like, yo, you don't got no controversial like opinion, no nothing. You don't even like
Right.
arguing with people. Nah, get out of here. Because
That's
I'll be looking at my numbers and I just be like, yeah, they hate me. Not the people, but the
right.
company. The company itself is like, nah, get out of here.
Well,
You're done.
dude, that's why I feel like, like, and again, I hope you don't mind me lumping you into this, like, just idea of putting good, just like our genuine takes out there in the world that doesn't have, like I said, it's not playing any of these games that just to generate the views and the clicks and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying, I don't know. I like that there's a lot, and it's not just us, obviously, but like that there
Yeah.
are good people out there making content and feeling confident enough to put themselves out there. That's what I mean. And I feel like that's going to only serve our community better.
If I'm being honest, I enjoy the fact that people just make content in general. Like, I may not like all the content, but it's still hard work, even the
Yeah.
trashy content. And not trashy by my standards. I mean like
Sure. Yeah.
legit. No, I mean like legit trashy content.
Oh, okay.
Like, you know, it's like some people look. Like I said, some people are scum, but it's still hard work.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
And that's
Right.
that's one line I'm not gonna like lie about. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
If they're
Right.
still doing it, then who am I to like be like they still putting out work when other
Right.
people ain't? I can't really complain about that part.
Yeah.
So like I wish there was more positive content, obviously, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So it's a hard line because if more people made more positive content and got popular, it, they would have no choice but to change it.
Exactly. And that's what I'm hoping, at least for my,
Yeah,
and it's, like I said, for me, like I at the very least, I want to be able to tell my kids, like, hey, your dad tried. I tried to change something at a grassroots level. Yeah.
but the good thing about all of this, and not even just like us doing it, I've
Mhm.
realized that more and more people find me, and it does matter in their lives. And I take a
Mhm.
lot of like that means a lot to me, like for
Yeah.
real. Like somebody wrote something super nice to me the other day, and I got to find a way to respond it without crying because it was really, really nice. And it was like, this is why this matters. This is why I do
Yeah.
this.
Right.
Regardless of the shitty pay, this is why I do this. It was
Yeah.
super nice. God, I got to find out how to respond to that. But that's why.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Actually, my friend. So this is Autumn Night over on Instagram. He's King Eternal here. How I found D amazing. Open YouTube search. Type in name a figure review. Watched one video. Now they're suggested when I look up other figures. There you go. so,
Okay,
so YouTube's promoting. There you go. It's doing it.
good. But my numbers don't line up. I hate that.
He just cracked me up. Being cool is positive considered Yimbo Miles Davis. I appreciate that, Josh. That's good. That's a good one.
I'm gonna call you Miles Yimbo.
Yeah. I think live stream has to select which questions and comments to answer and keep focus on where the stream is going. Otherwise, it's all over the on side quest. That's true. I hear it. That's
literally all of my streams are a side quest.
Yeah. Oh man. All right. So where could we go next? All right. So here's my question for you, because are you technically are you the Mezco photographer? Or are you the official, just like how Trevor is like the official Mythic Legions photographer? Are you considered that, or
I would be considered one of them. I would be considered one of them. I don't like to publicly put that title out because I want people to enjoy the other stuff I do. I don't want them to come in just for Mezco stuff. But yes, I do work with them.
Okay. And then, so how did was that something that you had initiated, or did they reach out to? I'm just curious because, many people in the chat here have aspirations of working with toy companies and things like that. No one's trying to take your spot. I hope not, because your stuff is awesome. But
if the time comes that I gotta look, if I gotta be replaced, I gotta be replaced. But I just hope that they do my boys justice. That's all. It's funny because I applied there many moons ago, and I wasn't up to par. I wasn't good. Now I'm gonna be honest. Like, the me that you see now and the me that applied are two completely different people.
Sure.
And it didn't work out, but I knew people there. We stayed in touch, and I slowly built up to the point where I felt like I was good enough to try again. And I got given a shot. And to this day, me and Mez is boys now. We boys. We got really cool and close. So, and they've always taken care of me, which is why I'm always gonna take care of them. For real. That's we boys. People that I work with consider family. But I know that I also know to separate myself, from what happens with the business wise, because I'm not even in on that part. I do my job and that's it. Sure. But I understand some people will feel some type of way about me being there or doing whatever it is. To be honest, y'all entitled to y'all opinions. I'm gonna be honest, I really don't give a shit. But no, I don't even mean that in a bad way. Where it's dude, but just don't annoy me with it. That's the part where I get annoyed. Where it's well, tell your boys. I'm like, whoa, first of all, shut up, stop. That's not how this works. But no, seriously, they take care of me. I take care of them. They give me a lot of freedom to go crazy within the realm of where I can get crazy. Whereas with other stuff, it's you can't. So it's when you work with any company, and I'm not even just talking about Mezco, there is red tape everywhere on things that you can and can't do. And I don't think people understand that part of working within the business. There's a lot of legality. So you need to understand, if you when people message me, well, why didn't you do this or that? And I'm like, bro, you think I didn't think of that already?
Yeah.
You think I didn't think of this? I can't legally, I cannot do that.
Sure.
That's how it works. And then it's I've seen it happen to a few other people where they finally get within a business or work with a company, and then they'll get that question, and I'm just looking yeah, I'm waiting. I want to see this response. Ooh, yeah. Oh, you couldn't do that. Oh,
right. Yeah.
So it's it comes full circle a lot of the times, and I tell people all the time, working with any company whatsoever, you do get a lot of freedom, but there's also constrictions within freedom, which is what I call the red tape.
Right.
It's look, you can look at everything in this vault except that corner.
Yeah.
Just don't look at the corner.
Right.
That's it.
But you're but that corner is so much fun. I want to play in the corner.
Don't get it twisted. That corner is very fun, but when you're working with companies, stay away. And it's not even. It's not even it's one of those things where they're against you for it. It's protect you, to protect them. Everybody wins that way. That is strictly the business of it. So don't take it personal when it's how come you didn't use Marvel Legends Ghost Rider with this Mezco figure? I'm like, really?
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I know. I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah.
So like for a like I don't know, like any one of these, like you did the Atticus Doom shots, right?
Yes, I did. I had to think for
Okay.
a second.
Yeah.
Yes,
So how many do you submit? Because like what ends up showing up, or what, maybe
you
10
don't
of
want to
them?
know the answer.
12?
You don't want to know the answer. You don't want to know that answer.
Well, all right. People, I gotta let them know. I hope you don't like you. I got to see your camera roll for like a split second at New York Comic Con. Remember, you're showing me and my friend Danny, Toy Addict 17.
I'll show you.
And I was
how
like,
many photos I take. Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, your first of all, your albums are all, you were so organized. Your camera roll is so organized, and you had all of these different with so many shots. So I'm just curious.
I'm now up to generalized photos. I'm now up to 40 photos, 40 albums that are unnamed, and then there's still 37 named albums,
and like countless pictures in there, right? So how many would you submit to Mezco for like the Atticus Doom figure? Like how many do you think you submitted that end up getting selected?
You guys saw like what, 15, 20?
Probably, yeah.
Let's say anywhere between 200 and 600.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And that's dude, and each one is like, you obviously, because you're posing. I mean, I call you the posing master because you are.
Nah.
But your posing is down, and you're using every little accessory. And like Atticus, I was just straight up talking to him because I got the new, magic pack. I'm like, I
was just telling myself I need to take pictures of that too. I gotta redo my photos of that. But I don't want to redo what I've already done.
But like for these, it takes like 20 minutes to set up one shot because of how the delicate the accessories are. You have to be so careful. You have to do just right to get the look. I mean,
again, now you know why I would be like, hey, I'll hit y'all back later. I got stuff to do. Now you know why.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So one setup will probably, it ranges. Like if it's a really good day and I'm in the groove, there's like one day I could do like, because I'll try to do it in small batches, like where I try to alternate, and not even just Mexico stuff, like everything I do. So like, I'll work on like Fallen One, and I'll do like 70 photos of him, and then I'll take my little tiny Ichigo and do like 70 photos of him. Then I'll be like, ooh, let's see if we can cross contaminate and have some fun, and I'll do like 70 photos of that. And then next thing I know, 3 hours have passed, and I'm like, well, let's do something else, and then another 140 photos of something else, and then next thing I know, I'll upload to my computer, and it's 742 photos.
Wow. Now, do you? So this was a question. Ooh, like my brain still works. So Rabbits then asked me on Instagram, like the camera and your table setup. So I think we kind of like, how many table setups do you have? Do you have just the one that you use and then you set things up? Or
table setup.
That's what I kind of figured.
Yeah. Okay. So you can't see it very well, but yeah, this is like, I have a large table that cuts across, like it's basically 2 of these. I'm getting a new desk because I want more room to like lay out like bigger dials. But as you can see, the depth here is what it is, and I work within the space. I got some new panel lights.
Nice.
So.
Oh, those are nice. Yeah.
So that's to help me when I try to do like live streaming because I'm trying to get back to that. But,
yeah.
And then.
You got muted. Yeah. There we go. Gotta get the charging case going. You're still muted. Do you have that? You have to hit the button. Is there a button on the screen? There we go.
There we
go. Yep.
Yeah. See? So, and then I'll have like these little panel lights, and then then there's stuff that you don't see, which is like, where did it go? Sweet baby Jesus, where'd you go? Like, and this is for like my extreme color on my lights, so you'll see like my big stage lights. These are the actual stage lights used at concerts. This is how I get vibrant color.
Okay, look at that.
Yeah. So my setup is not a large setup compared to some, because I know there's some people who like have whole rooms dedicated to just the table space. I don't have that living in New York. I wish I did. I really wish I did because I would absolutely be able to go insane. But that is not the case here.
So where do you, if you take 600 photos, because this is like some of the comments coming in,
that's on like a really good day. That's on like a really good day.
So like these are my buddies at Toy Talk. This is probably Toy Father over on Instagram. So he said like I try to squeeze in 30 minutes. He's one of my fellow toy daddies. So like same deal. Like if I can get 30 minutes, I'm happy and try to get 3 good shots. Like I might take 50 pictures and get 3 good like images out of it. That's what I'm trying to.
So here's what I can show you literally right here, right now. Okay. Let's say this is just me. This is just what I'm able to do. I don't know if you saw it, but I've literally been twiddling with the figure beforehand. So this is Camerata Black Sun. I'm just gonna do a rider kick motion, right? I don't have my camera with me, so I'm gonna do a phone camera.
By the way, I hope everybody else is tripping out, like getting to see you. You're in your YouTubing like voice and pose, but I'm looking at you. Like I'm like, this is so
did
cool.
I suddenly go into my YouTube voice? I don't know when I do that. People tell me I do that a lot when I talk about toys.
I just like when you get in the that's looking good, right? Like it's like you're I don't know, like you just have such a cool way about you.
So here is like a quick pose up. Literally of Camerata Black Sun. Let's actually rotate that waist a little bit. And this could be one photo right here, but the reason why it came so quickly to me is because I know my characters, right?
Sure.
So that's the good thing about like reading comics and stuff like that.
Right.
So let me take out my phone, take a quick portrait photo, fix up some of this light. So there will be some foreground light. I actually got to turn it down because it's very high at 10%. So let's do 1%. And same thing here. We're gonna do 1% because you don't want it to be too bright, right? I'm gonna set my camera to portrait mode. So for all of you phone people who have like portrait mode, live with Yimbo.
There we go. Hey, look at that.
See? So it's stuff like that. So I'll literally like smooth out an idea for like this for like the rider kick. I'll see it and go, well, what else can I do? So now I'll suddenly just stop and do like a nice another pose from that because I've proven that he has the extension to do more. So now we'll get into like his battle hopper pose when if you haven't watched Camerata Black Sun on Amazon Prime, you 100% should.
I haven't, but yeah, I think I will need to check it out.
And then we jump right into this. See how we can just get another pose straight from the rider kick?
Yeah, here we go. Yep. Oh, that's awesome. Right. I see. All right. So this is very interesting. This is good insight into your process. Oh man, because I wouldn't have thought to just that makes more sense to just go right into more natural extension to what your original pose. That makes so much more sense.
So that's usually why I'm able to work so quickly because everything that is done is moved into the next thing. It's all kind of streamlined in my head. There's no written plan. It's just it literally free flows from one thing to another. Same thing now that I have Predator. I didn't add batteries yet, but I was just free forming up with Mezco Predator.
That's who that was. I was gonna ask you what Predator you're playing around with. Oh man,
I like this one a lot. Like it doesn't have the double joints like the NECA one. But the movie accuracy of like the size of him is really nice. Because the NECA ones are very, very big. But this guy, when you put him up next to like other lines, he is still way bigger than them. And that's how it should be. But he shouldn't be gigantic. You know what I mean?
Right.
So the only thing missing on him is probably a double jointed arm and a better ankle pivot. But honestly, everything else is really, really solid. And I want to put those batteries in because I want to see how that LED works. Because it's magnetic. I didn't know that. So it's magnetic. There
we go.
Yeah. So that's where you put the battery installation at. Oh, I'm gonna have some fun with this, definitely. Oh yeah, definitely have some fun.
See the toy joy, man. I love seeing this. This is amazing. Again, as a fan of your work, man, I'm giddy. This is awesome.
Yeah, because look, like you can actually like look up with him and look down. Like there's a lot of arm and leg, even waist articulation. Like it's all there.
Oh, that's nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Did that just come out? Is that is that coming out or it's just
it's out? It's out. Yeah, it's out. Ooh, I really like this. This is nice. But it just like I said, it won't move the same as with a NECA Predator. So you just got to keep that in mind. that is
Mhm.
different enough to be enjoyable. It's very much enjoyable.
Okay.
So actually, the enjoyable is not the word. I like this a lot because literally, this gives me not only a screen accurate predator like NECA, but it gives it to me
Mhm.
in a slightly different scale that's closer with other scales.
Right. Fair. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why,
All
dude,
right.
you got me hooked into Mezco, dude. I mean, like, I love everything that they do. I really do.
Even with a single joint, like look at the arm extension, the head, the neck movement.
Yeah.
I can take the plasma caster off with no problem. The soft vinyl on hair moves
Wow.
really well. Like, look at that.
Yeah. Their
Yeah,
stuff is
I'm excited.
smooth, man. Their stuff is smooth. I've only dabbled with the third party. Who is it? The Felix toys, the Rorschach, the ink blot,
Oh yeah, yeah.
like that,
I,
and
you know
that,
what?
and
I
that's
actually missed out on that, but I got the chance to play with it.
yeah, and it's awesome, and I really like it. Except it's still like it has that, but it's not a Mezco. Like it's a smidge. You know what I mean? Like Mezco's special, man. I
I like
oh
that when people like something, toy
yeah
wise, they're very like good about it. Like when people like something, they
yeah
really show that they like it, and I like that. I
yeah.
like that from people. I
Um.
like this a lot. Shit. Sorry,
So
my bad.
so here we go. My so first strike. My buddy Josh, he had asked a
Yeah.
question on Instagram. He said, "What's been
Okay.
the most surprising thing you have learned on your way to being a revered? Say this is his word, a revered content
Mm-mm.
creator. Just take the compliment."
I was processing it. I was processing it. Um, what's something I've learned?
Because
Like
you have
anything I've
you
learned? Like
it just like he's just saying like the most surprising thing, like how I don't know what like when your numbers really started amping up. Like I had asked, I had a chance to interview Sir Dork a few weeks ago, and I asked him if he had like anything like that was a big jump where he was just like a me, like 3,000, followers, and all of a sudden, and he did like he was the firework guy on Reddit, the fire like toy photographer with fireworks, and it like
that's
blew
my
up, and
thing,
he
right?
yeah.
I, see, I've never gotten a real one like that. I think the most that I've ever got was a Mashable feature, like a
Mhm.
40-second feature. And it was
Okay.
awesome because they actually like talked to me and like there are people who legitimately like who I am at that who were at that business before it became something else. They're a new company
Sure.
now.
Mhm.
But it was like people there were fans and it was like, hey, we want to like show off this niche thing and show people that like really love it. And I think
Yeah.
the Mashable thing is where I started to take off like really and my numbers started to grow gradually. But it's
Mhm.
weird because I've never been I feel like I'm some weird underground legend sometimes. Because I'm never like I'm not featured on like Reddit. I've talked about it on TikTok. And I'm okay with all of that. But it's
Yeah.
weird because it's almost like people are whispering, like, you know that guy. I know you know him. That's the positive guy that drinks the water.
Right,
You
right.
know? So that's what it's crazy because that's how I feel like what it is for me. I feel like I'm some sort of weird underground legend, which I'm okay with it. I like being a weird water myth.
That's not a bad place to be in.
I like being a weird water myth. I'm a water myth man. So
But
I'm okay with that.
did you have anything surprising come from when, just like like you said, notification wise, and just people reaching out, like that was that surprising, or was it
No, the
maybe
most
like,
surprising
oh
thing was
yeah,
when the first time I worked with Mezcal publicly.
yeah, yeah.
That was for Street Gomez.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. For those of you that don't know, I did two pieces of work for them before that. But Street Gomez and Moon Knight and Commissioner Gordon was my first public work that they let me like go crazy with. I was
Nice.
very happy with that.
Oh,
They were
see
like,
that.
we're gonna try this thing and see if it works. And they were like, this works. So yeah.
Oh, all right. Hey, that's a good one, man. That's a really good one. So just have man,
Yeah.
it's got
They
so
let me be
cool.
me. And that's why they're gonna have me like with them forever. I'll probably
Yeah,
be there forever.
that's awesome.
I'm gonna be
That's very
old like
cool.
I'm
But
okay
that's the
with that.
beauty. It's a beauty of our hobby. People of any age
I'm
can
okay with
do
that.
this. That's what's awesome.
Yep. And
um,
it's weird too because I don't use a tripod. I freehand everything. So when I get those shaky arthritis hands, I'm gonna have to
yeah.
finally use a tripod. I'm gonna
Man,
have
I
to.
do have to jump around. I have to go back and forth. I feel like I get better lighting when I can play around and my hands are too shaky for manual focus, so I have to use the
I will
tripod when
teach
I
you my
want to.
secrets. I will teach you my
Okay,
secrets.
all right. Well,
Yeah.
we'll do it. We'll do it after stream.
The secret is literally to work on. Just don't skip leg day. I'm not even joking. It has nothing to do with your hands. It's your legs.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's fair. That's good. All right. I need to let's see. Rojo54. Let's see. When the Mezco review was 1-1, the D Amazing reviews was the moment. Okay. It was the 1-1. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. D Amazing selling me on the Mezco Predator. That's
I'm
what
sorry.
he does.
I'm so sorry.
No, this is what he does. He's the master in it. Someone called you, was it toying around, called you God tier enabler.
No, I'm just more like the weird uncle enabler. It's like, everybody got that uncle that comes through like, yo, you want that piece of candy? I got you.
Yeah.
That's me. Weird uncle enabler.
Oh, that's
I'm like, yo, let's go out for candy and ice cream.
Yeah.
But mommy said I can't. She don't gotta worry about nothing.
Yep.
Exactly. She not paying for this ice cream.
Oh my God, you kill me. So all right, I'm gonna rattle off because I want to respect your time. So I want to rattle off some more of these social media ones. We can fire them up.
Let's get some questions.
Number one, this is not even technically a question. This is my question. Classic Pixels. Herb, he said, I survived a night out with you. Yeah. So I was like, that's a story I need to hear. We don't have to get into it. I said, but dude, I would love you'd be such a great drinking buddy. We would have a blast. So we got
so I very much like to drink. I do it in a very healthy way though. Very healthy. Why do you think I drink so much water? I'm very healthy about my drinking. But Herb didn't realize like I wasn't joking when I was like, let's go drinking.
Yeah.
So Herb is like, we're gonna do shots? I'm like, yeah. So he's like, why do you have 6 rounds of shots? I'm like, this is for us. And it's only me and him. He was like, wait, what? I was like, yes, this is for us. Like, we're going to go drinking. And then we're going to get tall beers because there's like this really good stout that I like that they serve here. And he was just confused, like, wait, we're going to drink all of this and still go? Like, yeah. And then like, there's this other drink I want to show you. He's like, wait, how are you downing these like water? And like, again, because I drink a lot of water. So alcohol is like water, but with more flavor. And it's okay.
Yes. Right.
See?
You have to stay hydrated. I'm with you. So that's awesome. One of these days, next time I get the hall pass to head to New York, I will let you know. All right. Because
that's fine. Just let the wife know. I'll bring you back in one piece. I promise. Every time I bring back everybody in one piece.
Perfect. All right.
Yes.
So my buddy Roma Toys 89, my buddy Frank, he said, is there a line of figures like that right now you're most excited about? Anything that's either upcoming or that you just got your hands on? Just something, we all change, with the winds. So where are you right now? Where's the wind blowing?
Well, I'm excited because I got Kamen Rider Black Sun.
Okay.
Especially after finishing on Amazon, I'm like, I gotta have this. I got Ultraman Decker Flash type in today as well. I also got that I got a bunch of new stuff in. I have a lot of stuff. Like there's a lot of stuff. Hold on, there's so much stuff. Like if I can show you guys the rest of the floor.
Dude. I talk about it all the time. I literally have just like the stack of boxes that I have to still go through and talk about. They're all up at my feet.
I literally have so much more stuff, and I'm like, I got Sergeant Slaughter in. Like, I already wired my cape for my Serpentor.
Yeah.
Like, I'm excited for everything. Like, I genuinely love toys.
Right.
Like, it's not even like a cop-out answer. Like, look at me just playing with the Predator that you just saw. Like, or even Black Sun. Like, I genuinely, because I see the joy in toys when it's stuff like messing around and checking out the different engineering of one thing versus another, where it's like you see the differences and you can compare. It's also a real challenge for me to be like, well, how do I photograph this thing that's going to be different from this other thing I photographed? For instance, there is this Aton Custom Constantine. I love this thing. I love this thing. And it's so nice and it's different, but it's like it doesn't photograph the way I would have to photograph Black Sun or Mezco Predator. And that kind of stuff brings me a lot of joy. Like I like that. So it's a lot of that for me.
Oh, that's So I would expect nothing less that you would be sitting there, just posing around, because I feel like probably again many people in the chat are doing the same thing right now. Listen to us talk and posing figures. Like it's just too much fun.
The Aton Custom also has a really nice inside of his jacket. I know you guys can't see it right now, but it's a very colorful color.
Is that a purple?
It's a purple and an orange and a blue.
Oh
Like I
yeah,
really
there
like
you
that.
go. You get to see the stripes in there,
Yeah,
man.
I talk about it in the video as well because the video is done. I just got to finish the photos.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, looking forward to it because that was definitely one on my radar. Because
I'm
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 still.
gonna try to put it up either Thanksgiving Day or the day after Thanksgiving. I'm gonna try. The keyword
There
is
you
try.
go. Try. That's it. We can only do
Yes,
our best. We're just trying. We're just trying. I get it,
I'm
man.
literally trying.
All right. So here we go. Is there? This is from Campos underscore Tristan on Instagram. Favorite toy related story you never get to tell, and I feel like this is a good platform for it. Not big enough to get you in trouble.
Trying to think. Toy related story that I never get to tell. I actually can't talk about it.
Yeah, there you go, and that's fair. I will respect. No worries. So hey, we asked. There we go.
But there are two that exist, and I can't talk about either one.
Fair enough.
But there are
That's
two
fair.
that
Maybe
exist.
when I visit you and we go drinking, maybe you'll share with me off the
Still
record.
won't share.
No,
I
oh,
keep
okay,
it,
fair.
even off record.
Sounds good. Alex Richardson said, "What prompted you to become so generous?" And that was the question. So I don't know if that's somebody either you know or just if there's a thing behind it or.
So I do this thing where I find people whose work I enjoy, and I pay attention. I don't always like say stuff.
Mm-hmm.
People will like be down on their luck or missing out on something. I'll just send it to them. I'll just send them stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. I just like sending people stuff. That's it. No story behind it.
That's awesome, man. That's great.
My thing is, I wasn't always in the good place that I am today.
Mm-hmm.
And there were people who helped me, and they told me the same thing I'm going to tell these people. I passed on my better part of my life to someone else. If I got it and I don't need it in excess, why not share that love with somebody else? So that's what I do.
Yeah.
That's simple.
It's beautiful. It is. It really is. That's a great way to live, man. So that's wonderful. J.L. Morales, and he told me that I wouldn't get in trouble if I asked you. He goes, okay. Ask you about yoga. And I was like, am I going to get in trouble? Is he going to get mad? And he goes, no. He's like, he started cracking up. He's like, it's about hot yoga. Just, it's okay.
Yes. Hot yoga. Yo, hot yoga is wild, man. I recommend everybody at least tries it once. But hot yoga is funny because hot yoga either is going to smell like corn chips and ass with a bunch of people around you, or you're going to have like the best experience of your life. Hot yoga is either one or the other. But I do highly suggest that everyone tries it in a group setting one day. It's hilarious. It's good for the body. But more importantly, it's always an unforgettable experience. Yeah.
That's awesome. And you know what? Oh man, I think I got through our crowds, like at least the ones that came in. Like I was literally writing stuff down like a minute before we, started up. I'll just double check real quick if there's anything else.
If there's anything that you felt like
from the crowd,
you got a couple more minutes. Go for it.
There was one. Shalin, fantastic 518 said, "Why Super Sentai over Power Rangers?"
I like where Super Sentai goes over where Power Rangers goes. And there's nothing against Power Rangers.
Sure.
Because I very much enjoy the Disney era of Power Rangers. It's one of my favorite eras of Power Rangers because they follow Sentai footage closely and keep it close to the same stories as Sentai, where it was hard-hitting. It definitely wasn't just for children. It was for older adults as well. But more importantly, when characters either died off, killed, or like just harder-hitting topics, the Disney era covered that. And I know a lot of people hated the Disney era for that, but I love that they covered darker themes. Yeah. Whereas during Saban's era, Saban is definitely more of, this storyline doesn't make sense and it should always have a happy ending. Whereas the Disney era, that they resolved a lot of like storylines. It was really fun to get to that, especially like stuff like SPD, Jungle Fury. Like it was really good. And then we have the new era now, which is covering like a mix of both of those things. So I like it.
Okay.
But
very nice.
Super Sentai is just strictly for storyline structure wise. It's compiled a little better. Yeah.
Well, just so you know, because like I said, I prepared because this was a great honor. I burned through my questions. You and I could continue talking. Like that's the whole thing. And this is how I felt about you from the moment I awkwardly met you at Comic-Con, but then like getting to hang out with you at Legion Con. Because I wanted to be sure. Like, I was not like I don't go around talking.
I didn't come off as
you.
mean or anything, right? Because I was just like,
yeah,
it's not a problem. It wasn't a problem at all.
But dude, I mean, like, we could easily continue talking. At least I know I could with you for another hour or two, because
I totally
this
would,
is blast,
but my wife has dinner ready, so I don't want to keep her too long. My
Yeah,
wife
no.
always takes priority with that. So, like,
Well,
people will ask me like even when I'm like really into it, like usually she comes over and gives me the thumbs up if I could like have more time. But she gave me the look like, all right, listen, I know you're hungry. You ain't ate since earlier, so. So,
well, that's why this is hey, I'm incredibly respectful of that. I also have the wife and kids, and this is like, oh yeah, I gotta deal with like I get the same look. Sometimes she'll peek down, so I get it. I'm in my basement, just like
you really know what that look means. Where it's like, all right, guys, I gotta go. Like, no question.
Yeah.
It's like, I got.
Yep.
So no, I get it. But no, this has been wonderful. I will gladly come on again, but only after you read at least some of the issues of GI Joe.
Okay, that's the that's the stipulation.
This is my stipulation.
Okay.
Either you have two ways that you can get me back on quicker. You can watch all of Kamen Rider Black Sun on Amazon Prime, and we could literally have a whole show talking about that. I promise you.
Okay.
Or you can read through half of the Marvel comics, GI Joe, and the other half is IDW. And the reason why I say that is because Larry Hama is one of the few writers who have written for so long. Because the first 150 issues, 51 actually, because there's a 151.5. The 151 is the last issue of the Marvel Comics run, which ended in the 80s/90s. And then literally IDW picks up where that left off, like continuing his said legacy. And that's IDW will be 151 to now 299. And then Hasbro is now taking over that line because the license is in the IDW, and Hasbro will take over with issue 301. So it's going to be awesome.
Wow. Okay. All right. So we're good. We're good. I'm getting one of these things. I could promise you, I could probably get through the Amazon show a little faster than getting my hands on these comics, but I will. I'm gonna do it all. Because I want to. We have to do this again, man. This has been such a pleasure, dude.
You.
This has been awesome.
Course. But I'm telling you, when you watch Kamen Rider Black Sun, you need to go in knowing that this is a very dark show.
Okay.
Like, go and mentally prepare yourself because it's gonna hit you with some hard hitting stuff.
Okay.
I gotta warn you on that.
Amazon, I mean, like, and it's animated, right? Because like
it's live action.
Oh, this is live action. Okay. Because I was gonna say, like, because I was picturing animated for a second, and I'm like, they've done Invincible, they did the animated boys stuff. Like, their Amazon Prime is not afraid to go at it. They're really
and that's
not.
Exactly why they put that show there. But think of this like The Boys, but it tackles racism.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah.
And not like in a funny way. It's dark.
Right.
It's just straight up dark.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm gonna have to check it out, man. This is definitely now on the top of my watch list. This is my Jimmy list. That's what it's like. I'm gonna see if I can get my wife into it, but at the very least, it's a Jimmy show.
I don't think it's for everybody. Trust me. It may be like, whoa, this is too heavy for me.
Okay.
It might be too heavy for her. I would say watch the first episode with her, see how she feels, and let me know right away. Because I'm like, I need these opinions. I need these opinions. Waiting for
well, everyone in the chat, thank you so much. Like, I know that whenever I do these interviews, like I can't always, focus on the chat like I can on a Sunday stream, because this was all about Darius. Yeah, right. Did I say that right? I know I asked you.
No, you said it right the first time. You got it wrong this time.
Oh,
Darius.
Darius. Oh, Darius. I'm a jerk. I'm sorry. See, this is me practicing.
No. It it was
Darius.
You practiced too much, and now your brain.
I did. I overthought it. I just overthought it just now. Darius.
Yeah, trust me.
I know. But I remember when you hit me with the is. It was the is at the end. The Darius, right? Yeah.
Darius.
I apologize. That's been my brain. I felt it too.
You could always rhyme it with "there he is." See?
Oh, there you go. There he is. There he is. But seriously, guys, this was all about the amazing Darius. But thank you so much for joining me tonight. This has been an absolute pleasure, man. Like, really, like from the bottom of my heart, thank you for giving me this opportunity and giving me part of your time. Because, like I said,
of course, I don't see why I wouldn't. I tell people all the time, like, if you want me on, we just got to figure out a date. This is for anybody else who has podcasts. If you want me on, we just got to. Even Yimbo hit me up. It was like, we got to figure out a date. And I was like, okay, just remind me. And he did. And now he got me on.
Right.
I made it a very easy process once I remembered. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Well, at MediaCon, I was like, should I use your business email account? And you're like, no, dummy, just like ask me. I'm like, okay, sorry.
You're here. You're literally here. You're like it, because that's the other thing, right? If you're right in front of me, it's different. Like I can answer most of that stuff right there. But I tell people all the time, like, listen, the easiest way to get in contact with me is going to be email. And I'm gonna tell you why. When I get a DM and I answer it on the train and I have no service, you won't get a response because now I have no service. But an email will always send out when I get service again. I can always respond back. Because trust me, I'll think I answered you and you'll be like, yo, that was 6 weeks ago. I'll be like, that's my fault. Straight up, that's my fault.
Right.
So yeah. But email is the best way. You go to the website, go to contact me, and I'll contact you back. I got like 5 emails I'm gonna respond to tonight. Six emails I gotta respond to tonight.
There you go.
So yeah.
Well, again, thank you to everyone in the chat for hanging out with us tonight. Appreciate your time and joining us and chatting along. I hope you guys had a blast. And again, go check out D Amazing if you haven't checked out his work. Seriously, he's gonna make you go buy. He has 1,300 videos, so if you want 1,300 new toys, go watch any of them.
Is it 1,300?
That's what it looked like the last time I checked. Yeah, let me just see again. It was 1.3. 1.3. It was a lot, man. You've been, and this is just now that I know it's a second channel. It's a lot.
Well, it's my primary now. The first one got deleted.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to explore that at another time, another conversation.
Yeah.
But now, all right, go make your way happy. Go eat. Go fill that belly. Go eat some food. All right. I really appreciate it.
I let you go, everybody on by. But he's actually been here the whole time, sleeping on the floor.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, but he's a bum. I love him. He's my favorite bum. But he's sleeping. I'm not gonna wake him up now because if I wake him up, he's gonna be like, nah.
Yeah.
He's using his echolocation powers to find me. But guys, thank you so much for having me. For real, it means a lot. Thank you for letting me just run my mouth for like an hour or whatever time it is at this point. Yeah. So yeah. Oh wow, it's actually way later than I thought. All right. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Well, yeah, we went over a little bit, but that's okay. Like I said, you under promise but over deliver.
Exactly. So, yeah. All right. So thank you, everybody. Have a great rest of your evening, and I'll see you on Sunday. And check out D Amazing's latest videos. All right. Peace.